Today we're celebrating a very, 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 very important holiday. It is the kickoff of soup season. You heard that right. We are making soup today for family dinner. We are going basic with a spicy Italian tortellini soup, but there's really nothing basic about it because I'm making it and it's gonna be delicious. So without further ado, let's get into it. Every time I pull out my stove, I feel like I'm in Umbrella Academy, like I'm number 5, even though I feel like, I don't know. Let me ask you, what was that series finale? Did you like it? Because I have thoughts, and I want to know your thoughts before I say my thoughts so that you don't crucify me. Okay, I'm just gonna get out my stove. Can't wait till I have a house, hopefully, God willing, where I can have a stove in the island. I need to change out this fuel. Oh, she's empty. Who got? Come on, baby girl. There we go. And now let's get cooking. This is gonna be so fast and so delicious. It's 5:16 on the clock. Even with filming, I think I'll be done in 30 minutes. So let's see if I'm up for the challenge. Because filming and cooking at the same time is really difficult. But I love it. It just takes so long. On medium heat, in goes about 4 teaspoons of olive oil. Mild Italian sausage. Now once it releases from the pan easy, like that, like you don't have to do crazy amounts of scraping or anything to get it released, that's when you know you can start breaking it up and sauteing it until it is fully cooked. And let me know if you want a more in-depth explanation on how to cook with stainless steel. I think it's the absolute best thing to cook with. All right, we're gonna let that sit. That sautés, let's chop up our onion. We're gonna use half an onion. I really do not like cutting through the root because that is what makes it make you cry. That's okay. And just give her a good dice. And if you're wondering why I'm using a red onion, it's because this recipe is a part of my meal plan series and it was just more cost efficient to use a red onion because I'm going to use it for another recipe as well. The hard part is done. Our sausage is nice and seared. Let's move on. Onion in. Hefty tablespoon of minced garlic. And saute. Your kitchen is going to smell wonderful. Onion and garlic is flagrant. In goes 3 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt. Once the butter is completely melted, we're gonna bloom our seasonings. We have some oregano, some cayenne, smoked paprika, and red chili flakes. Of course, adjust the red chili flakes and the cayenne for your spice preferences. I just wanted this to be spicy. Now I know what you're thinking, Taylor, what the heck is blooming? What does that mean? Well, you're in luck, because I know. Blooming is the act of rehydrating spices and dried herbs in a fat. It provides like maximum flavor. It just means that it's gonna make your seasonings taste even better because you're rehydrating them with fat, which we all know, fat is flavor in a lot of cases. Some cases. I was gonna go on a rant about how sometimes I really love the flavor of a lean meat, but I'll save that for another video. After your seasonings are super flavored and everything is well combined, we're gonna add in a few tablespoons of flour. Give her a great stir. Now, immediately after your flour is well combined, add in your chicken broth or your chicken stock. I think broth is way better because broth is a lot more flavorful than a stock. We're gonna give her a good season with salt and pepper to taste. Beautiful. Now go ahead and bring this to a quick boil. Now in goes our frozen cheese tortellini. Now we're gonna let that boil while we get our kale going. I'm gonna go ahead and de-stem this. And disclaimer, so I typically recommend against cooking anything pasta in what you'll be consuming, like the sauce, or in this case, the broth, the soup, because it will make whatever you're making really, really starchy. But I feel like with the tortellini soup, you kind of want it to be hearty. You want it to be starchy, and plus tortellini only takes like 3 minutes to cook, so it's not like that much starch, you know? But just a quick disclaimer on why you should never cook your noodles in a sauce, or like if you're making udon and you put it in the broth, like you're making ramen with udon or udon noodles or something, never cook it in the broth until it's already been cooked, because it's gonna be super starchy and you're not gonna enjoy that texture. Anyways, I am de-stemming the kale, also trying to give it a nice massage, nice firm grip while I de-stem it. This is about 2 cups of kale. She's nice and broken up. You want to break her up into pieces you wouldn't mind eating, you know? If you like big pieces of kale, then eat the big pieces of kale. If you don't like big pieces of kale, then make it small. I don't like big pieces of kale. I like little pieces of kale. I want it to be like soup with a side of kale, not kale with a side of soup, you know? Our 3 minutes of tortellini cooking is up. Turn down the heat. Actually, let's turn off the heat. Then add in our kale. Now get that kale nice and covered so that it can wilt really well. Oh, okay. I know I need to buy a new tripod. Now really quickly for our sourdough toast, I take my little bready pieces and I like to cut them on a bias, like so. I'm gonna line them out on this. Drizzle with some olive oil. Now you can bake like this, but I do love to use my favorite herby Italian seasoning on it before toasting it, as well as a little bit of minced garlic if you have some to spare. If you don't, it's still so good because sourdough toast is just so good. You can also just butter it. I'm gonna pop this under my oven broiler for about 4 minutes from cold. Put it in cold and then bring it up to temp. Let me know if that makes sense. So I put it in the oven cold, press high broil, and then cook it for 3 to 4 minutes, and it gives me the perfect toast. That's also how I make my bagels. Now to finish off the soup, I have a cup of room temp milk. If you're adding it in cold, just stir it as you add it in so it doesn't separate. But look at that beautiful soup. Wow. Isn't that just gorgeous? Delicious. Ooh. Now season to taste. All right, let's season the taste. And our sourdough's done. Mmm. Mmm. That's really good. And add in a smidget of salt. And a smidget of pepper. Mmm. Oh, it's so good. Yes, I double dipped. What are you gonna do about it? You're not eating this pot. And we're done. Let's plate her up. Also, time check. 5:42. Told you, even with technical difficulties, I made it happen. I can't wait, hold on. There we go, I think that was cute. Let's plate her up. And then we have our sourdough toast. Beautiful. Quick, easy, affordable, and most importantly, delicious. Dinner on the table in probably less than 20 minutes if you're not filming like me. But if you are filming like me, it's gonna take you about 30 minutes. I love breaking the fourth wall. Does that even count as breaking the fourth wall? Anyways, let's give her a taste. This is like, it reminds me of my favorite soup, which is zuppa toscana from Olive Garden. So good. I'm gonna put some of this broth and sausage on my sourdough. It's just delicious. I'm speechless. And I know you heard that crunch. Wow. Now, if you're following my 5-day meal plan from my Substack, I really hope this video helped. Please continue to give me feedback on how I can better help, you know, teach you how to cook and like teach you how to execute these recipes and all that jazz. Like, I really want to know what you want, you know, what you want to know. Anyways, this is delicious and I think you're gonna love it just as much as I am. 5-day meal plans are on hungrymockingbird.substack.com. You want to check those out. This week's meal plan for 5 dinners for 4 people and breakfast meal preps for 4 people, the grocery cost was $98 for me, which I think is a steal, especially considering how delicious these meals are. So head on over if you want to check it out. And if not, if you try the soup, still tag me. Let me know. I want to know your thoughts. Well, thanks for joining me for family dinner. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow, all the jazz. Talk to me. Let me know. You know. Toodaloo.